welcome to English Online. Today we are going to learn modal verbs. Сегодня мы попробуем как правильно использовать модальный глагол. Как раз они очень похожи на русском языке, поэтому здесь значительно проще объяснять. Но существует две разных типа модальных глаголов, которые мы употребляем на английском языке. We have basically two different types of modal verbs. One is the modals of possibility or probability, when we use and talk about the probability, and we have modals of obligation that are connected with our different types of obligation in our life, and so on. So first of all, let's have a look at some modal verbs which we use when we talk about the probability or possibility. And the first type is of modal verbs when we use it's a complete certain or complete certainty, right? Positive or it may be negative. Когда мы точно уверен, 100% уверен или 90% уверен. Когда мы уверены, тогда мы употребляем shall, will, must, and can't. For example, I shall be away tomorrow. Yeah, it's a positive certainty, right? So even though these are not very commonly used in conversation, in spoken English nowadays, but when you are certain, then we use I shall be away tomorrow. For example, the next one, things will be all right, when you are really sure about it, that the situation will change. And another example, you must be tired. For example, I look at you, I can see that you've been working hard, and it's the end of the week, so I say, yeah, you must be tired because you've been working hard all the day. Yeah, вот видно, что очевидно, да, когда человек работал целую неделю, и в конце недели он выглядит как уставший, right? So you must be tired, right? So must be. So we use modal must here. And another example, that cannot be Jack. He's in London, right? They cannot be Jack. So this is 100% sure about it. You're sure about that it's not a Jack because I know exactly that he is in London now. So these are the very few use of when we are completely certain. Когда мы точно уверен, да, тогда мы вот используем shall, will, must, and can't or cannot. А второе употребление, когда мы используем разные модальные глаголы, это probability. Возможно, да, это может быть, ну, 60%, 70%. Or this is a deduction, да. Есть так называемое, когда мы точно не знаем, да, и как it's logical, это логично, или это мы интуитивно говорим так, да. Тогда мы употребляем should. For example, here you can see should, and we use also ought to. Ought to is not very common nowadays. I mean, you don't hear many people use this expression ought to, but it can be used. For example, he should be here soon. So he told me that he will try to come, right? So I'm not sure about it. So I think that he may be, right? In this case, we are not sure about it. So this is a logical deduction. So we say should. He should be here soon. Another example, for example, we say it shouldn't be too difficult to get here. It shouldn't be too difficult to get here. It shouldn't be too difficult, right? So it's my deduction that I told my friend about how to get here, so I can logically deduct that it won't be difficult for him. Но это не будет как сложно, да, для него. Поэтому, когда мы говорим возможности, но это как 60-70% может быть, да, и это логично, или которые мы предполагаем, да, тогда мы употребляем should или ought to. Следующее это третий, это possibility. That's a chances, 50-50, right? Possibility. There is a high degree of possibility, 50-50. Когда мы говорим, мы знаем, no, 50-50, да, 50-50. Then we use the expressions may, right? The may is commonly used expression in this case, may, right? So the water may not be warm enough to swim. For example, last winter, I went to the countryside in Moscow, and one of my friends, he told me that you could swim maybe, right? But he told me that the water may not be warm enough to swim. So there is a probability. He doesn't know exactly, but he thinks that it may not be so warm, right, to swim there, right, because it's winter, right? So maybe the late winter, right? So it's a possibility, right? And for another example, you can look at here. So we may be buying a new flat. We don't know exactly, I mean, but we are thinking about it, and there is a possibility that we will buy a new flat, right? We are thinking about it, but we are happy with our old flat too. So we may be buying a new flat. So that's a very interesting use, and most commonly we use these expressions like maybe when it's a chance, like the chance. И четвертый и последний, the last one, that's a weak possibility. Это не твердый, это такой есть сомнение, right? It's less possible than may, so we use might. For example, in this case, when this is less likely to happen, might, and we also use could. For example, I might see you again. Who knows? I might see you again. For example, I met last summer. I met a friend from Ukraine, and a few days after 2 weeks, he left Moscow, and I didn't really know at that time we're going to meet again or not, right? So I says, oh, I might see you again, right? Who knows? The world is round, right? We will come across maybe some other days in another country, not in Moscow, right? So in this case, we say, I might see you again, right? So this is a less likely to happen, less likely to happen. So the possibility is weak, right? Weak, slabý, right? So it's not that possible. For example, we could all be millionaires one day. We could all be millionaires one day. For example, some of the friends, I mean, they could just chat with each other in Stanford, or I don't know, right, or in MIT, and they could just say, right, we could all be millionaires one day. So there is a possibility, but may be not all of us, right? So there is a possibility, but this is rather weak, that all be millionaires one day. So мы здесь используем, когда как славы возможность, но это возможно, но как меньше, чем 50%, да, тогда мы употребляем might и could. So this is all about models of possibility, and we use these different types of modal verbs in everyday conversation, so we really need to learn them, and we need to use them correctly and appropriately. But for this you need more practice, because as I always say, practice makes it perfect. So enjoy, and happy learning English, right? And see you next time. Bye bye. And next time we will learn more about modals of obligation. Modals of obligation.